Hey, grade 4s, we're reading Hardy Boys, Tunnel of Secrets, chapter 14, From Beyond the Grave. I watched in amazement as another figure approached the altar dressed in the same robe and mask as the rest. He carried a trident that looked just like the one in the Admiral's statue. The Grand Master walked to the top of the steps in front of the vault, lifted the trident, and banged the blunt end on the ground 3 times. The rest of the knights folded their arms and bowed their heads. The Grand Master banged the trident on the ground 3 more times. Everyone lifted their heads to face him. "Are you seeing this?" I whispered to Frank. "It's like we've traveled back to the 18th century, he said in a hushed way. "We may be the first outsiders to witness something like this." "Yeah, and it's freaking me out," I said. Keith stepped forward and bowed to the Grand Master, who banged his trident on the ground another 2 times. Keith turned to face the rest of the knights. "Our exalted and benevolent Grand Master says that it is time to unlock the mysteries left to us and claim our inheritance. The secret order of the Knights of the Babe must again rise to the wealth and power that is our destiny," he announced to wild cheers. "Unveil the key of the City of Fortune." 2 knights stepped forward and dramatically swept away the red cloth, revealing the giant bronze keys that had once hung from the Admiral's statue. Keith lifted the key and carried it up to the steps to the waiting Grand Master, kneeling before him to present it. The Grand Master took the key from Keith and held it aloft to more cheers. Then he turned to the vault door. "Here we go," I whispered, secretly excited to see if Sal was right about the pirate treasure. The room went totally silent. The Grand Master inserted the key into a giant keyhole. It fits perfectly. The door swung open slowly on its own. The crowd inched forward to see what was inside. The vault was cavernous, big enough to hold more treasure than anyone could imagine, only it was empty. The only thing in the center of the stone floor was a single sheet of paper. Gasps and murmurs filled the room as it dawned on the knights about that their treasure, the one they've given up, their normal above-ground lives for, wasn't there. Keith rushed into the vault to pick up the sheet of parchment. "It's from the Admiral," he said, earning more gasps from the knights. He began to read. "To those whose eyes have invaded this temple's innermost sanctuary, without invitation you have a choice. Choose wisely and be granted treasure through perhaps not the kind you seek. Ever since my beloved wife passed away, leaving me with no heirs of my own, it has been my sincerest wish to leave my fortune to my brothers in the Knights. This was in order to carry on our sacred mission of bringing prosperity to Bayport. However, I have since discovered that greed has driven those same brothers to betray me. This is as crushing to me as the loss of a cherished family member. It is with heaviness in my soul that I choose to revoke my brother's inheritance. My treasure now resides out of the reach of treacherous hands, close to my heart, and only my beloved and I hold the keys." There were murmurs and angry grumblings. "Hold on, there's more," Keith said, continuing to read. "There is, however, another even more valuable treasure to be retained by the honest among you. Turn away from your greedy pursuits and you shall keep the greatest treasure, your own life. Should you still embark on stealing that which gleams and sparkles, do so at the peril of your own soul, for a curse is upon it, and should you seek it without impure intent, you shall only be rewarded with agony. After traveling to the world's darkest corners, my ships have returned with more than mere treasure. I have come to possess a dark magic so powerful that even my own death cannot stop it. Choose to defy me and desecrate the knight's legacy, and I shall own your soul, and that soul I shall destroy." Keith paused and looked up. It signed, "The Last Knight, Admiral James T. Bryant." Shaking with rage, the Grand Master tore the letter from the Keith's hand and roared so loudly that the sound echoed off the walls. The other knights gasped. The Grand Master had broken his silence. It was something mute Sal never would have been able to do. "Preposterous!" the Grand Master bellowed in a distinctively deep, gravelly growl. That voice didn't belong to Mr. Schneider either, and it definitely wasn't Delilah Hickson's. I knew that voice. This wasn't the first time I heard it say that word. The Grand Master was Zeke. And that's chapter 14. Stay tuned for chapter 15. Bye, grade 4s.